Howdy everyone, it's me, Staines, Texas, once again back with Stellaris. Ugh. You're gonna have to forgive me, I'm not feeling my best at the moment, so if I seem subdued, well, whatever. Stellaris has always been a game worth playing even when you're not feeling good. At least that's how I feel about it. So, the dragon is still eating our food like mad, which is still an issue. At least we're not in the red. Cartha, we are building stuff on Cartha, so hopefully we won't be so jobless for long. Though we will need to start considering even more buildings because, you know, the population doesn't stop growing. At least this early on in the game. One of the changes that I think I neglected to mention, if you're one of those people who hasn't played Stellaris in a while, one of the changes is simply that the rate at which a population grows declines as the game goes on. Now, this is apparently to prevent lag and generally overwhelming the actual game itself, because in particularly large galaxies, I think this is a large and not a huge, but you know, either way, the population will become so great that the game itself will become unable to keep up, and you know, that's not exactly an ideal scenario. So the solution has been to essentially try and put a soft cap, as they call it, on the number of on the population of the galaxy. Now, this can be somewhat fought against, but ultimately, you will get dramatically diminishing returns as the game progresses on your growth. That being said, the sooner you reach that cap, the more powerful your empire is going to be either way, because I mean, certainly, a higher population leads to a much more powerful empire, and even if you can't get more, you know, you want to get them as fast as possible. Doesn't seem to be any good exploration scientists going on. Again, if I seem so subdued, it's because I'm not feeling my best, but, you know, rain or shine. Hopefully you can still hear me. Now, something we need to consider at some point is figuring out how to what planet to put more administrative offices on. Given that we get penalties the further over our empire sprawl cap we go, it's best that we... Oh, look, we got a new talent for our ruler. She gets an extra point. Oh, it just means... she's just buffing our leaders. That's pretty good. I'm sorry, I completely lost my train of thought here. Anyways, the further over the cap we get, the more penalties we get, so we need to solve that pretty soon. Now, the homeworld seems about as good a place as any, so I am going to put it there, and we will get a bit of a penalty on our energy credits, but we could probably use an energy district here. Again, we will inevitably have to change up some of our districts as more planets become available to us, and we can further specialize, because specialization in this game can be very interesting and important. Buildings will give you bonuses, and yeah. So, since we're going supremacy, and we do have an energy credits problem, so I think later on we're going to get fleet logistics. Oh, hold on for now. For now, we want to do the most with our very small fleet, and that comes with overwhelming fire, which increases our fire rate, which is one of the best perks, which is one of the best bonuses for ships, just because it just means you do more damage. Just flat out. You just have a higher DPS. So we're going to get that, because that'll maximize our ship efficiency. Illicit matter. The SS Southernhorn finds a disturbing tangle of technology hidden in a deep crater in the asteroid's surface. Evidently, someone has, with rather simple means, managed to stabilize a one-way wormhole. The science officer, Hanno, quickly asserts that the asteroid is the exit point. The other end opens up somewhere in uncharted space, some light years away from a black hole. And quantities of dark matter are being siphoned through the hole. Whoever set this up seems to have abandoned the operation. Interesting. So that's how we just got a dark matter deposit in a place that isn't a black hole, which is where I usually find them. That is fascinating and extraordinarily useful. Dark matter can be kind of rare. So we're going to have to consider building our empire up the length of the arm. As we keep going.
Intellectual booty, we grow ever stronger.
Basic combat rolls will help give minor bonuses to all of our ships, which is good. Administrative capacity is going to help us out with this number, though we do. Ooh, hello. We don't have enough housing, which is going to be an issue. Alright. Oh, so we get a monolith. Now, we don't want to get Xenophile, which is what happens if you click on that. This is a really old event. So we're just gonna go for the engineering. Now let's take a look. Oh yeah, yeah. We're not gonna be doing that for a while. Yeah, research that anomaly. We got another Zeroni crystal, so we are gonna keep doing that. We do have a tomb world down here, which is going to be completely useless to us, but it might be something to consider in the future. This is disquieting. Wonder where all the consumption is going. Is it it appears to be mostly to stations. Too few sheep. Sayama 2 is a peculiar gas giant. Our knowledge of astrophysics tells us that the planet should have a planetary ring, yet it does not. The cause of this has become apparent after the science ship took a closer look at the intriguing moon. The planet is surrounded by shepherd moons, all incredibly rich in minerals and accumulating more every year. We could blast the moons with precise and controlled explosives and harvest them, or keep them inside the ring and harvest the space debris that accrue. This will eventually pay off this early in the game, so we'll do that. Well, see, now we suddenly have more energy, which means there was a problem with our job organization. Oh well. Hello. A hole in the ground. This is an archaeological dig site. Orbital telemetry shows a massive impact crater on the surface of Tadasca 10. It was not caused by a meteorite strike, as the crater is surprisingly deep in proportion to the diameter. In fact, the actual depth cannot yet be determined. as the shaft is choked by rock debris partway down, blocking any further orbital scans. It appears that conventional excavation is the only way to find what lies below. Ooh. How mysterious. Now, here's an issue. This pirate thing has actually completely blocked off all access to the southern part of our empire because of this choke point right here. This is both good and bad. This is good because now we only need to worry about pirates, which, you know, pirates are pretty powerful, so it's not such a great thing. But, on the other hand, we will not have to worry about an empire trying to edge in on our territory down here. Another thing is that this appears to not have its own connection route, which means that it's a dead end here as well. This could potentially mean we only have one meaningful way into our empire, through here. And that could be pretty awesome from a defensive standpoint. It's also a little surprising. It's pretty rare for us to have it's pretty rare for a game to have like an empire that can so easily isolate itself. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go for let's go for a nebula refinery. We do have a nebula here. We do want to have our mining stations producing as much as possible. We don't yet have enemies on the radar that aren't pirates. I'm not overly concerned yet about building up a massive navy. Man, this system is valuable. Alright, let's keep going. Okay. I think 2 more corvettes is in order.
We grow ever stronger.
Good.
We grow ever stronger.
We can get this thing investigated, the better.
Space charts updated.
Alright, Sayama is updated. Let's go check out this one. Oh, an asteroid. How fun.
We grow ever stronger.
We're not gonna. We don't have the political capital to build another station yet. Scientists gain a thing. We can now upgrade our reassembled ship shelter into an actual political center.
Intellectual booty.
So that's good. Administrative efficiency is up. Towed asteroid. Kind of a basic thing.
Grow ever stronger.
We do have food issues, so I think we should go with that. Hello. The Raxicodum have made great strides in centralizing their various planetary governments. With political power redirected towards a few capable leaders, the inefficiencies of mob rule are slowly being weeded out of their society. Okay. They're going more authoritarian, so they're becoming more like us. Good.
What have we here?
Good. Oops. Hello. Well, that's an ominous picture right there. Strange crystals. It is easier to establish contact with the crystal this time around, using protocols we established with the previous ones. Again, its records are fragmented, but we have learned that another advantage of being able to enter the Shroud was that the Shroud touches all parts of the physical galaxy. Perhaps all parts of the universe, simultaneously. If one can enter the Shroud, it is possible to exit at any known location. This ability to psionically jump between physical locations allowed the Zeroni to spread to all corners of the galaxy. Because they spent most of their time within the Shroud, the Zeroni established few permanent colonies. Those they did set up were mostly located near their home world. The crystal has given us the location of another colony. Which means we now have yet another... Oh! And it's here. Which means your job is to research that anomaly that we've kind of left behind. We're going to move here to prepare... Going to move here to prepare. And there is no connection here, which means I was correct. This is a dead end, which could be good for us. Wrapping around the outside edge. The problem might be if, like, say, there's a planetary crisis that initiates right here. That'd be bad, Because the Parathian Scourge, I think, is one that just comes from the outside of the galaxy, and oof, that'd be ugly. But we'll deal with that if it comes.
Has been charted.
Okay. I think we can afford an outpost, and we will have that one there.
Our lookouts have detected an anomaly.
Ooh, a moderately pre-advanced space civilization. Ooh, frozen in time. The crew of the Southern Horn were intrigued to find the remnants of an industrial age civilization on Vilf 4. Investigation indicates that Vilf 4 has sustained atmosphere for millions of years, until massive super flares from the unstable surface of the star Vilf led to a runaway ionization and depletion of the planet's atmospheric gases. With no atmosphere, the lifeless cities on Vilf 4 have been frozen in time for millennia, silent monuments to the mass extinction that happened there. Science Officer Goebbels cautions that any colonies on the Vilf system may be subject to the whims of the star's turbulence. I.e., don't build colonies here. That explains the Tomb World, I guess.
We grow ever stronger.
Oh, look, there's a gigantic skeleton. How
There is
fun.
new information in the situation log.
Ship build cost, I think is what we're going to go for. Our survey of Lane 2 has revealed that what used to be a pristine continental planet is, with a mild climate, as little as 1,000 years ago. In stark contrast, the atmosphere is now extremely toxic. The surface is highly irradiated, and the world has long since lost the ability to support life. We detected signs that the planet was the scene of an incredibly destructive thermonuclear war waged between factions and of a relatively advanced indigenous pre-space civilization. And now they're all dead. Well, don't pity them too much, as it can happen to us, I suppose. I guess it's not a laughing matter, though I find it mildly amusing how one day we might be the subject of such a study. Who knows, I suppose. Anyways, investigate the site.
A special project is finished.
Alright. After continuous studies of the massive skeletal remains found on Xana 7, Science Officer Bodeskun has concluded that the creature served as some kind of organic starship. Wow, that's pretty cool. Much smaller bones of at least 3 separate species were found within the larger skeleton. We assume these came from members of the crew. For unknown reasons, this organic starship suffered catastrophic damage and crash-landed on Xana 7. While we cannot begin to understand the biological engineering necessary to grow a starship like this, the study of these bones alone has substantially advanced our knowledge. How wonderful.
We grow ever stronger.
Now you're going to excavate that site. You are going to claim that site. Our food's getting a bit thin, so we're gonna buy some. One day, we are going to... Oh, would you look at that? You can get a pop by clearing that up. I completely forgot that was possible. Yeah. Let's do that, and that, and that. Just clear them all out.
A system has been charted.
Yay, alright. Since this is now the only place that we can explore towards, we're gonna do that. The Sacred Imperium is still really isolated. We have not met our first species yet.
Space charts updated.
So, we will continue as normal, I suppose, until such a time that that happens.
We grow ever stronger.
Again, I'm not counting the pirates and other species, because, yes, they are another species, but they're also pirates. And you know, pirates. Not really worth anyone's time.
Ever stronger.
Anyways, do research that.
Ever stronger.
Build a station there. The Tenyaki are still there. We did get a research. We don't have access to any of those exotic materials. But we also don't have much of a choice in what we want to research. So I consider getting plasteel. So at least our ships have a fighting chance against the pirates if they decide to. Ah. And the Raxacodum are now finally spiritualist. How wonderful. Now, you are going to get
We grow ever stronger.
an alloy foundry, because you are a mineral world. And we're going to need more alloys at some point.
Intellectual booty.
Yes, intellectual booty. Farming subsidies. Get food buildings. Deep crust engineering. Get rid of volcano tile blockers. And the plus 10 years to leadership. I might get this. Let's do that. Basically, that technology looks like it because you know how DNA breaks down as you get older. That technology seems to be fighting against that. Well, just more and more ominous pictures. Finding and communicating with the psionic archives has become much easier now. Contact can be made as soon as our expedition lands, and at which point we can now access more detailed records and concepts. From what we have learned here, some things are too good to be true, and some things are too good to be true, and so it was with the godhood granted to the Zeroni by the Shroud. The energy required to power the vast changes in the Shroud's composition had to come from somewhere, and for them, it originated from the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. Oh. Well, isn't that something? As the Zeroni made their changes within the Shroud, so did the singularity expand, consuming the mass of the galactic center and converting it into energy, which was then siphoned into the Shroud. This discovery shook the Zeroni. Debate turned to argument, arguments led to division, and division turned to civil war between the two main factions. Because they were consuming the galaxy with their requirements to actually play God. Wasn't that just fascinating? Okay.
Ledger
Cool.
of situations amended.
Okay. We have... Where was that? Oh. Is there a timer on it? Yes, there is. Well, oh wait, that may have just been research time. Oh well. I guess I don't mind that much. Yeah, get that. Just claimed. Claim that research station. We have a Path to Victory committee, which I'm pretty sure is the militarists. They are unhappy with us not having anything to fight.
We grow ever stronger.
Oh well, I'm sure they'll get over it.
Special project is finished.
Okay, we failed to bring out the gas giant and we lost some lives. We did get some experience for our
Grow ever stronger.
scientist. How good. Alright, make the mining station. I want that energy.
System has been charted.
You go there. Hello. The hole in the ground is being excavated. Clearing away the rubble is a painstaking and risky business. Workers and equipment have to be hoisted down hundreds of meters to the dig site. And excavated rubble has to be lifted out. There have been numerous casualties and accidents while working on these conditions, but progress has been made. Every day we venture deeper. The walls of the crater are worn and cracked by time, but they plunge unerringly straight down to the planet's core. We can only speculate how deep it goes, as something in the depths is garbling all of our sensor readings. Yep. the next station going. Even if we can't extract it yet, we do definitely want to claim it. We might even be lucky and find more dark matter right here with this black hole. We might be lucky. We'll find out. Hello? You've encountered aliens. It could be another empire.
A system has been charted.
We can spread the light of our faith to them. Won't that be something?
Taking evasive action.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh. That's kind of unfortunate. Alright. Figure out who these guys are as well. Further details of the Zeroni Civil War factions have been extracted from the crystal. One faction, which has came to be known as the Divine, felt that the fate of the physical galaxy was of no concern to the Zeroni, who could continue their omnipotent existence in the Shroud until the entire galaxy was consumed in some unimaginably far-off future. Even then, there are other galaxies, perhaps even other universes, which could conceivably be consumed. Other factions, the Saviors, were aghast at this. The Zeroni should not destroy the galaxy to live as parasitic gods. Even outside the Shroud, their psionic abilities guaranteed them a utopian existence. The location of another Zeroni colony has been discovered. Well, we have found their differences, and we know it probably destroyed them. Shit happens, I suppose. I assume it'd be short-sighted to assume there weren't other consequences to their presence.
Grow ever stronger.
Yes, improved deflectors.
We grow ever stronger. We grow ever stronger.
That's another tradition, and we are going to get Fleet Logistics Core, which reduces capacity and increases capacity and reduces upkeep. Perfect for our needs, of course. Well, not really, but it will be in the future.
What have we here?
Cool. Found some cool minerals. How fun.
Space charts updated.
Hello, we got an event. Living space debris. Envoy Ithosakun is working to confirm the hypothesis that the irregularly designated as Eta aliens is in fact a living organism. It appears to be made up of a cluster of random stardust. It is demonstrably able to propel itself across the void and shows basic designs of independent agency. Our researchers are perplexed by the phenomenon and are working hard to verify our readings. Living space clouds. Isn't that fun? Alright. We are still gathering data. We must determine if they go with grace of the spirits or if they agents of wickedness. The first step will be to divine their language and the nature of their belief system. Give them stuff, otherwise they'll attack us. I have plenty of minerals to spare. The mineral construct is, for lack of a better term, a room, made out of some type of materials in common use in the sacred Numerium Imperium. Interesting. The construct is hollow isodecadahedron. Dodecahedron. Yes, isododecahedron. Resonance scans indicate that it is mostly hollow, and was likely inhabited at some point in time. Unlike its pristine exterior, the interior is in complete disarray, possibly the result of an intentional act of sabotage. Science Officer Hanno reports that this makes it difficult to learn anything of value from the construct's insides, but stresses that the engineering techniques involved in creating the outer shell eminently capable of withstanding the stresses of the deep space must have been tremendously advanced. So we get a research on voidcraft, I think, and toxicity risk. Apparently they found some really gross stuff in the pit. It's becoming more irradiated, probably a catastrophic event that dug out the crater in the first place. And now we need decontamination procedures, because it is so dangerous. Oh. Our dragon! Guys, our dragon is doing something. After several years of gorging itself in the bountiful harvests of Hearthsea, the now considerably girthier Sky Dragon has once again taken flight. With a final roar and salute, it lifted off, leaving behind a large collection of scales, shed skin, and other byproducts of its presence. We either burn them from fuel, or we study them. I say we study them. Research is pretty much always a good thing. Hello. Void clouds. A cloud, reads the odd report, collated from multiple sources, like a cloud of luminous star stuff billowing in the dark. The report goes on to refer to the phenomenon, somewhat poetically, as a void cloud. It is evident to the priesthoods of the sacred Numerian Imperium that these clouds are heralds, animated by some higher will. Exactly who or what this will belongs to is a subject of heated debate, and will likely remain to be so for the foreseeable future. Until such time as the cloud's true nature can be ascertained, it is perhaps prudent to treat the immense power evident in its rolling motion with some caution. Conduit for the divine or not, it must be studied.
We are being contacted by aliens.
Excellent. It is strangely difficult to locate the archives on Arquad 3. But once we did locate it, it was easy to see why it had been so elusive. The crystal has been shattered, contains no records we can access. However, a faint signal suggests there may be something else to find. Now, I would like to check the time on our recording and see. Yes, I think it's time to perhaps wrap it up. When we come back, we will perhaps see the conclusion of what the heck happened to the Zeroni and their galaxy-consuming godhood thing they had going on in the Shroud. We also will hopefully finally get in contact with another alien empire, which seems to be the case as we're in the middle of contacting one right now. And we will finally secure the outer arm of the galaxy, and as our first taste of real politics, interstellar politics, rears its ugly head. And won't that be fun? Alright, folks, if you enjoyed what you saw here, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Thank you all very much. Bye.